requested the permission, then I think under the rule they're automatically denied. That's my understanding of the rule.
I'm going to reverse my ruling from yesterday. This is not what I thought I was approving.
Yeah, with $11,000. She was 26 anyway. She had limited value, but she is dead.
The Pima County Attorney's Office, led by Laura Conover, is breaking 4 constitutional amendments in one sentence. Conover's office is trying to force Mr. Gold to sell his home. This all stems from a neighbor dispute that began 2 years earlier when neighbors falsely reported zoning violations trying to force Gold out of his newly purchased home.
I'm trying to get a hold of Mr. Gold just in regards to some complaints we're receiving about the zoning use at a property out here in Tucson.
Zoning, however, found he was in full compliance. Now, 2 years later, the court warned Gold failure to sell his home could lead to 5 years in jail and a $25,000 fine. However, if Gold agrees to move, the court will not pursue him. This strategy by Conover's office is both unjust and unconstitutional. The 5th and 14th Amendments both protect against property deprivation without due process. The 4th Amendment raises privacy concerns over required updates. The 14th Amendment also ensures equal treatment, and the 8th Amendment prohibits excessively harsh punishments.
Coronavirus has local governments prescribing some harsh medicine, and local businesses are figuring out just how to swallow it. Pima supervisors called an emergency session to pass restrictions even tighter than closures the city of Tucson enacted Tuesday. Until March 31st, dine-in is done at restaurants. They can be takeout and delivery only. Bars must close entirely. Theaters, gyms, and a wide range of other businesses where close person-to-person interaction is likely must close.
My name is Laura Conover, and I am the county attorney-elect here in Pima County in our beautiful southern Arizona desert. In 2020, we have lost many lives due to COVID-19. We need your help in the fight against this pandemic.
Myers, something came up we need to address first, Your Honor.
Okay, I want to address something else first. First of all, the first thing I'm going to announce is that we are streaming, but then I want to address the request of Joey Payne of the Phoenix Times to have cameras in the courtroom. I was under the impression when this was filed that this was from the Phoenix New Times, and that's how I identified it yesterday. Maybe I didn't make it close enough. And then yesterday during the hearing, Mr. Myers had said that he owns this. I looked up the Phoenix Times. There is a website called the Phoenix Times. It basically links to other news articles and posts and press releases. I couldn't find any Joey Payne associated with that. And our public affairs representative indicated that the person here today is from RP Media, which is a different company. So I'm not at all certain who's actually making a request. Without that, I'm going to have a hard time allowing them to stream this. So, Mr. Parvin, I'll start with you first. Your position on this.
Well, my position is, again, we've already ruled because there's no victim to, or the court ruled, because no victims here, there are less concerns, there's no objection to streaming. And the court already prohibited Mr. Myers from using his own personal device today, under the understanding that others would be able to do it that would not have as much interest, I guess, in the case. Mr. Myers was allowed to speak on his behalf, even though I'm not officially withdrawn yet. Could the court let Mr. Myers answer this question?
Okay. Mr. Myers, you want to answer this question?
Yes. Phoenix Times is a DBA. It's just a website name to, you know what I mean, do
Yeah, it's owned
request.
by, hold on, it's owned by Newsmatics Inc., is that correct?
It's
In Washington DC?
You pay them to host the website.
Okay.
That's who hosts the website.
Okay.
It's just to do ads and stuff so that you have a website people can go to and stuff like that. And because it's out of Phoenix, they had a local guy. It's just like having an independent contractor.
Okay, but I don't really know who this is, and I evaluate.
You mean who's here today or in general?
In general, who the Phoenix Times, I don't.
It's under my media company.
It's your media company?
I own Freedom Productions LLC. That's
Okay.
one of my DBAs.
All right, so this is your company, basically.
It's a DBA, but it's not an LLC.
Okay.
You don't have to have it registered to use it. It's so that we have
Your
legitimacy.
your company basically opened this website as the Phoenix Times?
My company, Freedom Productions,
Yeah.
which is multiple companies under it, started that website so people had a website to go to and we could sell ads so that we could have the email Phoenix Times and all that. In exchange for that, that company puts you out there and then they run those ads on there and they get ad revenue.
Okay. All right.
And then, you know, we do the stories and that kind of thing, but it's just like, it's like a website hosting thing, you know what I'm trying to say? You pay them to market you.
All right, let me hear from the state. Ms. Stiles, your position?
So who do we have here today?
Somebody who says they're from RP Media, which my understanding is a contractor that has been contacted by by somebody to cover this. The Phoenix Times is not an entity. My understanding is just a website that the defendant opened.
Well, the rule's just very clear that there has to be that notice given to the court prior to, so if we're getting somebody else who's filming who didn't provide the notice to the court, they wouldn't be entitled. We're still live streaming, so the recording's still being put out in the public, but if this isn't the person who requested, this company isn't the one that requested the permission, then I think under the rule they're automatically denied, is my understanding of the rule.
I'm gonna reverse my ruling from yesterday. This is not what I thought I was approving, and I find it very confusing.
Can I say one last thing, sir?
Yeah.
Even though I'm not to persuade you to overturn it, but just to clarify something.
Make your record.
Yeah. Is there a better way you want us to file that in the future? Because it's ultimately, Freedom Productions doesn't have its own website.
Okay, you can file something, I'm looking at your legal advice. I just did not understand who was making the request, and it was very confusing to me. And I'm concerned about the nature of the charges in this being a harassment case, about who's doing what. So I'm not gonna deny that for today's hearing.
May I say something, Your Honor?
Yeah, hold on, there were a couple of things I had on my list here before we.
Okay, but I want to add to that could change the prior ruling, maybe the reason
Okay.
as well. Your Honor, we still believe that under the 122H, Mr. Myers should at least be able to use his personal audio recording to record the hearing for his own purpose. I think that's the rule permits. The reason we didn't object more at the last hearing is because the court was going to allow a separate company to essentially film this. We would have concentrated more on that objection and perhaps Mr. Myers would filed more on why 122H would allow him to do audio recording today. That's a concern because the only reason we accepted the court's ruling without further argument or Mr. Myers would have filed more motions was that he understood the court was going to allow some sort of video today. I don't know what YouTube is showing. I don't know where it's being live streamed, how people can access. I'm just not familiar with it. But I think Mr. Myers at least would like to use his personal recorder 122H and give notice about it and be able to record this hearing.
I deny that.
You need to get a copy of this from Court Community Relations. It says, Joey, this is on March 25th. It said a Joey Payne requires to 28. The court will deny the request because the court's live stream through its YouTube is sufficient to allow the public access. The court is concerned that allowing Payne or a stringer to video could be used to harm the victim. Accordingly, it is ordered that Payne's request to use audio, video, or a personal recorder at the March 28th hearing is denied. A Mark Brown has asked to use video and audio to record the case managerial conference on April 15th. The court will deny that request for the same reasons it denied Payne's request. Moreover, as to Mr. Bell's statement that he intends to live stream a press conference in the hallway outside the courtroom, the court, pursuant to Supreme Court Rule 122.1E, finds that allowing such recording is contrary to the administration of justice, as it could be used to harass or intimidate the victims and or court staff. Accordingly, it is ordered that Mr. Brown's request to use audio, video, or a personal audio recorder at the hearing is denied. It is further ordered, and this is where it gets really scary, that no audio or video recording devices or personal audio recorders will be allowed in the courtroom or outside the courtroom within the courthouse for any hearings in this matter. Court security will be so notified. So K-Gun 9 couldn't even come if they wanted. They've already been denied and they haven't even asked. Like, dude, you cover murder trials, but I can't cover this? How is the victim of a murder trial not more a sex? Wasn't there a sex assault case or something too? A rape case by a deputy or something?
Yeah, Ricky Garcia. And I went in there. I got permission. K-Gun 9 was in there filming the whole thing. So
and there was a rape victim?
Alleged rape victim. He was actually exonerated on the rape, I think. So, but yeah, they had no problems with the news coming in there and videotaping the entire proceeding.
In a case where a guy was charged with rape.
Another public employee was charged with raping another public employee.
And they allowed K-Gun 9 to cover it.
Yep.
But they won't allow K-Gun 9 to cover this?
I think it's time for this country to take back our country. This is an issue of government transparency. We can't trust a government that does not trust its people. We're going to uncover the cover-up, and I hope this is just the beginning of more people coming forward about this.